This show brought to you by Audible. Audibletrial.com/horrorvirgin.
For any kind of ear shape you choose.
For any ear shape your shape is manifesting that day. So do you have a recommendation for a book for us, Jen? I do. So on Audible, guys, Patrick Stewart narrating The Christmas Carol by Dickens. It's so good. Check it out. Audibletrial.com.
Christmas on Audible.
Literally an hour ago.
Yeah,
but how cool would that be? It's Dickens, it's Christmas Carol, it's Patrick Stewart. I swear if he doesn't say engage, I'm out. But like I'm sure it's good.
I don't know. I'm listening to 11/22/63 on Audible right now, and that is real good. So check it out.
They made that a show and it's pretty good. I've heard the book's a lot better, but the show's
way
good.
better.
Yeah.
I actually like the show better.
Yeah, the show's good. I haven't
Have you read the
book?
book?
Yep.
And you like the show better? We'll talk about this off air because I got some thoughts.
Audibletrial.com/horrorvirgin gets you 30 days free in a book to get you started. Make that book 11/23/68 or whatever.
No, 11/22/63. It's real good.
All right, guys, make sure you. Oh, this episode was nuts, crazy.
Yeah,
Jen.
And it's not my fault.
No,
this time.
it was just
Whose fault was it?
the movies. It was Jack Frost's
Was it
fault.
the movies?
I'm gonna blame
What was
Michael
the
Keaton.
movie wearing?
I'm gonna blame Michael Keaton. Guys, enjoy. Bring in that theme music.
That's actually the scariest thing that's happened tonight.
I don't know, man. Snowman rape is up there. Let's say that. Really?
I saw that long underwear she was wearing. Welcome to the Horror Virgin, everybody.
Oh my God.
I'm Jennifer.
I'm the Horror Virgin Todd. So with us today is guest Mikey.
Hi, everybody. I am Mikey. Welcome back.
Welcome yourself back?
Yeah,
You're welcoming yourself back?
Welcome back,
Welcome
Todd.
back to
and,
me
Jen,
being
to
on
my
this
podcast.
Welcome back to my podcast.
Guesting on podcasts.
That's our spin-off podcast.
It's our spin-off podcast.
Every
where
guest
Mikey,
gets to have their own episode.
So you two tell me a little bit about yourself. Welcome.
Yeah. Well, Todd's a virgin, and Jennifer likes horror movies.
All of that is technically true. You may remember Mikey from our Grave Encounters episode.
Hey, we watched Jack Frost tonight, and it was bonkers.
This movie was bonk to the ears
yes.
for sure.
Oh my gosh,
it was insane. I honestly, when you first mentioned Jack Frost, I was like, oh, I've seen that. It's got Michael Keaton in it.
Right.
Not a horror movie, unless
you like good movies, and then this movie is horrifying.
Well, I
haven't seen that.
Is
Michael.
the other Jack Frost movie good?
No,
I haven't seen that Jack Frost, but this is the Jack Frost from 1997, starring no one you've ever heard of.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Shannon
Elizabeth
is in
it.
this movie, guys.
Yeah.
And that guy who's been in other stuff that I don't know his name or the other stuff he's been in.
Oh,
But-
yeah, that guy.
Yeah,
he's one of my favorites.
It's
The
a hey.
scientist.
Yeah, I know you're talking
Oh,
about.
that guy? It's a hey, it's that guy. There
Yeah.
are lots of hey, it's that guys, and also lots of like your uncles who decided to try his hand at movies one time and then never got hired for anything else.
Yeah.
That's half the cast too. So we start with a montage of Christmas tree ornaments. I
Yes.
don't think these Christmas tree ornaments have the blood of Christ in them.
No, it's not
so
like
they
the nun.
cannot destroy demons, but they do have the names of the cast written on them, none of which you've ever heard of. And it's over like
Shannon Elizabeth is in this movie?
Yeah.
first we hear a creepy old lady pretending to be little kid listening to
I
a
don't like
story.
that. Ladies, I don't like that.
Ladies, Todd does not like it when you make weird
He
sounds.
does not like baby noises.
No, I don't want. I mean,
He's like, hey, Todd, goo goo gaga.
yeah, that doesn't do it for me.
Yeah,
I
you
don't.
don't like it?
Does that do it for any guy out there?
No.
Not me, but it's a big world, so.
I'd like
It's
to say
a big world, so yeah.
girls don't like it either. Don't do that.
No, that's.
I've never heard of a guy making a child noise.
Yeah. So
Hello?
yeah.
You've never heard of guys saying baby talk?
No.
Is that a real thing?
It was on Sex in the City, and I never want to know. if
You
it's a
realize
real
Sex in
thing.
the City is not a real thing, right?
Yeah, but it's about real issues that women face. They don't
Well,
call it a job for
that's
nothing.
it.
Yeah,
Damn
that's
it.
my favorite part.
I've honestly never seen Sex in the City, but
Uh-huh.
I do know it's Sex and the City, not Sex in the City.
You're such a
Jessica-
Samantha.
What? I don't know.
Todd is a Samantha.
I don't
Todd, you
know.
are Samantha.
What does that mean?
That means you're
You're the opposite of virgin.
Well, that's just
you're
true.
empowered and in charge of your sexuality.
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 I didn't
As
realize that we
ambiguous
had-
as it is,
guys,
you are
with us
empowered.
in studio, fourth guest Antonio Banderas. You're in charge of your sexuality.
Sexuality.
Oh my God! Can we just talk about this fucking movie?
I'm trying to. Okay, so we start on the Christmas tree
Yes.
ornament montage of cast members.
Right.
set to the sounds of some two weirdos talking about some story about a serial killer.
Yes.
Jack Frost, who like baked people in pecan pies and like nibbled off a little bit, and then he got caught by something. I don't know. I think winter caught him or something.
The movie really picks up after this scene, and they're transporting Jack Frost.
Here's what I think
we
it
need to
happens
go back
is-
though,
I
because
don't
this
think
scene is
we
like
can't
4
possibly go
minutes.
back-
This,
oh, yeah.
this scene is 4 minutes long.
Yeah, you're right.
And
It's
then
the
I don't-
worst intro of a movie I've ever seen.
I don't think it's that the movie picks up after it. I think it's that you two talked the entire time.
It
so
was
you
so
don't
boring.
know what
Okay,
the story
this
is.
sequence was so boring. It felt like you're trying to check out at a grocery store, but before like they're scanning your items, they're like asking you questions about yourself. Like,
Yeah.
hey, how's your day? See, you got some apples, and you're like,
Hey, can I just say this?
ruining
She's
the
If
nice.
you're not using self-checkout, what the fuck are you doing?
Do you not like? Well, if
I
some
buy
people
a
buy more than a
family's
day,
full of
yeah, she's
Oh,
got
I
a
don't.
family.
Yeah.
You are alone.
I'm not scanning 10 apples.
yeah.
I really do just like go buy like an oven
frozen
pizza,
pizza.
like a frozen
And,
pizza
like,
and
a
Diet
bunch of
Dr.
Diet
Pepper.
Dr. Peppers, yeah.
And I go home and cry a lot.
You're like
Aw.
Saturdays, am I right?
Am I right?
Talk to me, please. So we're seeing all these names of people that
Yes.
we've never heard of, and then boom, Shannon Elizabeth.
In all fairness to the other names that are no names on the no name ornaments, Shannon Elizabeth was not a name when this
She
movie
wasn't,
came out.
and she really isn't a name anymore. Like I don't think she's been in anything in a while.
I think she's in the zeitgeist. She's like in the
She
pop
is.
culture, but you're right. She's not like a big movie star.
Because what was she?
You've just seen her tits, so you remember her name. That's respectful.
What did she do besides American
Oh,
Pie?
is that respectful? Yeah, she was in American Pie, and then
What else?
I'm sure she's been in some other stuff.
Why did this sequence take so long if there's no famous people's names to put on there?
Because they had a really long story to tell. I couldn't tell if it was was it Jack Frost telling the story?
No,
No,
well,
it's two people.
I don't understand. Anyways, we
This
learn
movie's
all
terrible.
the backstory.
this
yeah,
movie
this
is
movie is
terrible.
awful.
It is objectively horrible.
Yeah, I'd say about 20 minutes of it is really entertaining.
We could
the rest
edit this
of it
movie
is
down to a half hour.
and be good. Yeah. So we have finished hearing all about how Jack Frost was a serial killer
And how he got arrested.
killed.
Yeah, how he
arrested.
got discovered and arrested.
I think Winter got him, right?
No.
How did he get him? Oh, the sheriff
You
guy.
think Winter got him? You think he was like Germany in 1945?
No, that was
For
didn't
Russia, I get it.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
no,
I got you.
Napoleon.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, Napoleon.
Well, Napoleon was French. I was thinking about Hitler, but
Ooh,
yeah.
face.
Everyone who
But-
goes into Russia,
But
bad
Doc-
news.
Yeah.
Winter time.
You're just dropping some 8th grade knowledge on us today.
Oh, listen, I played Risk as a kid.
It's that new girlfriend.
Wait, what? No. But I played Risk as a
You've been over
kid.
there
I know
doing
you can't
homework.
hold on to the Austro-Hungarian Empire. You can't hold on to that. You got to get on Papua New Guinea and build up and build up and build
Don't
up.
try to go college level. We know she's not that old.
So then we start in the truck, and two people are huddled so close together to
The
see out
truck,
the
it's
tiny
not a
little
truck.
things.
It's not a
It's a-
truck.
it's a
It was
prison
actually
transport
labeled
van.
State Execution Transport Vehicle, paint on the outside.
I think it's a Jeep, though.
No, it's not a Jeep.
definitely
This is
a truck.
not fucking Scream again. We're not doing this.
Oh, I'm going to do it every time. Yeah, so they're in the state execution truck Jeep driving to the execution.
Oh, God.
Transport vehicle.
Driving to
It's
the
on the
execution.
paint on the
Yeah.
outside,
because
paint
Jack
on.
Frost has been gotten and sentenced to
Jack Frost is a person at this point. Everyone should.
Yeah,
He
he's
is.
still a person,
He's a
right? He's in the
person.
back of the state execution vehicle. That's
Yeah, and-
neither a, it's not a Jeep
Oh,
or a
I'm in your
station wagon
head.
or whatever. You're not in my head.
Also, fun fact: they decorated the state execution
Yeah.
transport
They
It's
vehicle
got like
did.
garland and shit
for
inside of
Christmas.
it.
Yeah, because they use it to bring around the toys for tots later.
Yeah, because that's what they want to explain. Hey, what does execution mean?
Means we
Don't worry
did this good. Executed. Right.
Yeah, we nailed it.
We
We're the
executed
execution team. We get shit done.
And then they like high five a bunch. Yeah.
This is where I kind of lose track of the movie because why would they be
What's the movie?
Why would they be transporting someone on death row? He's supposed to die at midnight, and
Yeah.
they're transporting him from where to where 20 minutes before his execution.
Oh, yeah, it's like a last meal thing. So everyone gets a last drive around and then a last meal
Excuse me.
before they kill you.
I've seen The Green Mile, and I do not think that is accurate.
John Coffey.
Dead man driving.
Not the same.
Dead man driving.
Dead man driving.
All right, so he's just smarmy as fuck in the back.
He is.
He's got scar faces, and he's like, care for a smoke?
He looks like that guy from
Yes.
Nip Tuck.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
Oh, Todd got really
I
excited
was
for
going
a
to say
second.
the guy from The Wife Aquatic.
Steve Zissou.
I don't know who that is.
Steve,
Isn't he in The Life
The Wife Aquatic.
The Wife Aquatic?
Oh, it's not called that.
Is that
shit.
the porn version
No,
of The Life Aquatic?
No,
What are you talking
The
about?
Wife Aquatic. It won Best Picture.
What porn actor played
Shape
Bill
of
Murray?
Water?
The Shape of Water is what it's called. Yeah, The Wife Aquatic.
The
is what-
Wife Aquatic is the patriarchy name for The Shape of Water.
The bad guy in that movie. He looks sort of like the bad guy in that movie.
He looks like the guy from Nip Tuck.
Michael Shannon?
Yes, Michael Shannon.
Oh my
yeah,
God, what a journey it took us to
The
get to
Wife
Michael Shannon.
Oh my god.
Okay, so smarmy face Jack Frost as a person is in the back. He's asking guy for a cigarette.
He's asking the prison guard who's in the back for a cigarette.
Yeah, prison guard
And the guy
blows the smoke in his face,
The
and
guy like
then-
lights his own cigarette and blows it in his face and is like, says
This
something
was
smug.
97. Back then, people could still smoke and stuff. It was okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I bet they can still smoke on prison transports now. I don't
I don't
So
know.
then somehow we cut back to huddling drivers in the small window.
They're sharing the driver's seat.
They are
Yeah,
because
it's-
it's like they're going through the back seat, so there's only one windshield wiper coming from the top,
Yeah.
and it's blowing this fake snow out of the way, and they're both just huddling right next to it, trying to look out.
It's actually
yeah,
kind of. It's cute.
It is kind of
It
sweet.
is cute,
I mean,
yeah.
it's teamwork.
Yeah.
You know,
it makes
pilot
the dream
and
work.
co-pilot.
Anyway, so there's a
So
scientist van or whatever.
So you think
No,
the guy
well,
in the
then we-
back was like, "I'm the third wheel of this transport"?
he did. He
definitely
felt
He
a
looks
little
up and
left
they're like,
out.
like one guy's in the other guy's lap while he's driving. He's like,
Oh, but that guy back there, the guy
like-
with
he
the
gets
cigarette gets
nected,
killed.
though.
He gets
yeah,
nected.
through.
Is that
I
what
mean,
you said?
he got nected
no,
to the
no,
neck.
you're not wrong. I just want to make sure that you said nected.
I'm always
Okay,
right.
Yeah.
So we turn back, and somehow Jack Frost has inexplicably gotten his foot on Smokey Man's neck,
And then stomps
just
it to death.
Gently
Yeah, so he gets
turns
murdered.
it.
Gently turns it is
And
correct.
he somehow
yes.
dies.
Yes.
Yeah.
which is what you want to happen to you if you are the third wheel on a date.
Oh yeah.
you want to get nected.
Yeah, you're just
Yeah.
like, kill me.
Just remember that. on
Mikey
that.
knows this for sure.
Oh yeah.
All right.
So
So
and then-
anyway-
oh my God! And then we have the best car crash I have ever seen. It is fantastic. So we've got car crash guy or. We have we have driver man.
Hey, I'm car crash guy. But yeah, seriously,
Kids, I'm here to teach you about the dangers of car crashes.
it's like that test dummy. Oh my God, you guys remember the cartoon, the test
Crash
dummy?
Test Dummies?
The
Yeah,
crash
I had
test
the
dummy
toys.
cartoon. Holy shit, so did I.
Is that the song?
No, that's no. We're talking about like a Saturday morning cartoon, but that's the band who
That
crash
was the
test
theme song
dummies.
of the cartoon.
Anyway, so one
There
of the
was
crash
this
test.
boy.
All right, who
Wow, we are very
thought
high
that
energy.
one day he would be a stupid genetic scientist, and when
then he
one
killed
snowy
a
day
snowman.
he drove
can't
his
sing it all,
van
so I
into
can't
a
help.
prison transport. Fuck.
This is the point of the podcast where the guests really second guess all their life decisions.
So the fucking scientist van runs into the prison
because
transport
dude
van.
is drinking and peeing into the same thermos cup.
He's just pouring coffee. It's like we watched a different movie.
I know. So anyway, the crash happens.
So and it's
the
like a
cameras
slow
are just-
motion crash.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
clearly this car was just driving along its merry way, and they took the camera and they just like
They
jerked
just
it
spun
around
it.
a whole bunch.
They like put it
yeah.
on a dolly
You
and
guys,
spun
you
it like.
guys don't remember when the cars stop,
Oh,
touch slightly, and goes
slow-mo.
bing.
Yes,
and
I do remember that.
And then it cut to every actor's face going ah,
like,
in the camera with the camera
spinning.
swirling.
But, anyway, so Jack Frost, still a person,
Yeah.
jumps out the back of the van.
I think he gets car crashed out the back.
No, if you watch it, the camera is spinning, but he's just jumping. He like
walking
walks
around.
out the back while the camera is spinning. It makes no sense.
They're
Anyway,
like, just get out of here somehow. We'll fix it in post
yeah,
production.
exactly. So he walks out. Cop.
Oh, and so then he sees the.
You're so right. This movie's so bad. Anyway, so he's out. So Jack
So-
Frost gets out.
Yeah.
The cop gets out of the
Garland
van.
cop has still.
He's got garland around his neck.
I
You're
know
right.
because they
Almost-
decorated
it
the cops
looks-
too.
It looks sort of like he saw Danny Glover from Saw, and it was like, well, he looked ridiculous without a tie.
Oh,
There's nothing
yeah.
here for me to wear except for this garland.
So we see Garland cop just standing around looking at
He's sort of
Jack
assessing the
Frost as a
damage.
person. He is.
No,
He's
no,
like,
Jack Frost
oh,
comes
how
up
did I
to
get
him.
all this
Oh, that's
garland
right.
around
Jack
me?
Frost does come up. Yeah.
He's still a person. Yeah, he says, I'm going to kill you now. And then he starts slowly walking over. And he walks
Oh, and he drops
past-
his chains off. Like
Oh, yeah, he goes jingling his handcuff chain.
Right.
And taunting cop guy instead of just trying to kill cop man. When Garland cop has his cop gun in his hand.
He was armed the whole time, but he looked
He was.
terrified.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's a serial killer who just got out and he's got his handcuffs.
I would, okay.
He
if
also
I-
killed Neck Smoker.
Yeah, but if you're, like, let's say he's 15 feet away. If I had a gun, I'm not scared of him. I'm pulling it out and
Right.
shooting him
He doesn't
immediately.
pull
Also,
the
if-
gun until the chemicals explode on him.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah,
doesn't-
so then the chemical door slowly opens.
no,
and
it
then
doesn't.
just-
It explodes
No,
open.
Does
the
it?
pressure
Yeah.
gauge slowly
Oh,
goes
is
up.
that how it
as
happens?
Orson
Yeah.
Welles cuts to.
Oh, and then, well, anyway, the door blows open and it cuts to like
all the chemical
the
waves.
chemicals shooting
Jack
out.
Frost says, "This is gonna be bad."
He
Yeah.
he looks at the camera and says, "This is gonna hurt."
Yeah.
This
Oh.
movie
And then the
was directed by
chemicals-
Roadrunner.
He looks down the barrel of the camera, like right at you.
Yeah.
This
And-
is gonna hurt.
And then the chemicals get all over him and start melting him in the snow. And we see several different versions of the same skeleton cut onto melting in snow.
Yeah, and then
And then we see 5-year-old animation getting
this part
credits.
was so bad.
Oh my God.
I thought the movie was going to become a cartoon, like the
I
Jack
know.
Frost
Oh, I
cartoon.
would have lost
And
my
then it was
shit.
going to be
The
like
Frosty Snowman
claymation
cartoon.
sometimes. But then when they couldn't figure out how to do the clay, they just drew it.
It looked like. Have you guys seen in Jurassic Park when they're showing the
Oh,
DNA?
yeah.
It looked-
Dino
Yeah,
DNA.
Dino DNA. It looked like that, but like
It
on a.
did.
Oh my
Snowman
god!
blood. Yes.
Extracted insects from ice.
Does he kill them?
No,
No, he just melts.
into this.
He just melts into the
He
snow,
melts
and
into
then
the snow.
You see something under the snow moving, and then it cuts to the sheriff in his car driving home from something. Right? Oh no!
No, then cop guy tries to shoot the snow.
No.
right.
It cuts
That's
to the
right.
cop saying it's midnight. And his wife's like, Jack Frost has been executed. You can let it go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cuts
Let
to the
it
husband
go.
Who walks up on Jack Frost in the day, and I thought this scene was going to be like him discovering a bunch of bodies,
Right.
or him almost
Right.
killing him. But literally, the scene is just Jack Frost surrendering, and then the sheriff being traumatized by that, which is not really how that works.
So then it cuts to couple in car, which I think we
Well, that's what he
realized
was talking about. That's what he was talking about. So,
pretty
like,
soon is Jack Frost catcher.
but that's what Mikey was talking about. So Mikey
His
was
name
talking.
is the sheriff,
Sam the sheriff.
Sam Tyler.
Sam Tyler. I'm
Yeah.
Tyler.
I'm gonna call him the sheriff.
I read his badge.
That's what Mikey was talking about. So like,
Yeah, so then
he
we
and his
see the
wife are talking about. Yeah,
flashback.
He
Yes.
flashbacks, which is, and I thought it was going to be this like violent, traumatic scene where he
Yeah.
almost kills him.
And it's nothing. It's
He's-
just him pulling him over and arresting him.
yeah, he just goes, get on
But
the ground.
also, isn't there like a courthouse like step scene, and that's where like Jack Frost
Oh,
is yelling,
yeah.
"I'm gonna get you," or
And
whatever.
then he screams at him. Yeah,
Yeah.
you are the arresting officer
None
and had
of
nothing
this-
else to do with my crime. my
right,
case.
right. He's like,
Yeah.
he's just like, you caught me.
But I
I'm
still,
going to kill your family
Yeah.
now.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then the sheriff is like, oh, I've never done law enforcement work before. So he's like, I'm super traumatized. He wakes
Right.
up from a nightmare.
That's the worst thing that's ever happened in his town.
But he
Is
does live
somebody
in
peed in the
Snowmanton,
woods.
Snowman
face.
Tintin.
Snowmanton, Colorado.
Snowman Tintin. That, I don't know if we, it's like
Snowman-
Springfield. We don't really know what state
Snowman
it is.
No,
Upon
it's Colorado.
Snowman.
They had Colorado plates. Am I the only one that looks at plates in movies?
Yes.
Because I did this for Descent
You do
too.
this in all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nobody cares about plates.
Oh.
So I just wrote Jack Frost is weird because he is very overactory weird and it does not land. Like,
All the cast is like this.
It's almost
Yeah.
as if none of them can act.
right. I know. It's so couple in
You
the car.
did this and
They
you
drive through the
complained.
crashing and then we see a mysterious FBI agent give them a look.
Was he? I don't know. Okay, this confused the
No, no,
shit
no,
out
no,
of
no.
me.
He's-
Yeah,
he's
Agent
a-
Manners.
The
No, it
sheriff
wasn't
slowed
Agent Manners.
down and he goes,
Yeah.
what happened? And he goes,
It's a federal matter.
because most car
But
accidents.
But he's
are.
the sheriff of that town.
He didn't say
Yeah.
that though. He did not present
No,
his
he
credentials.
was like,
He was like, all right, whatever, I'm
Which
off.
I
off
mean,
the clock.
yeah, he's off
I know
duty.
that
He doesn't care.
all of that is true, but the guy who says it's a federal matter was dressed like a sheriff.
Oh my god! It just came to me. They were going to the execution.
They were. Yeah.
Did we already say that?
No.
But they didn't see the.
I just thought you knew that.
No, but we didn't say it on
No.
the podcast.
But it looks like you just learned that for yourself.
I did just learn that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd realize it
I
either.
just had a real.
Why else would that family have been out driving?
But why would they-
Why were they
Why would
taking
they
their
take the
son to an execution?
And why would
This
they just?
explains everything about the sun now.
Why would they
'Cause
just
he's
drive
insane.
home without seeing the execution?
Well, because
They
there
were
was a
late.
car
They got
accident.
traffic.
No,
yeah.
because
And
of
that's
the-
why.
They
He,
said-
and that's why he calls them. That's why the sheriff Sam calls them FBI Manners and was like, "Hey, is Jack dead or not?" And he's like, "Yeah, Jack definitely died."
Oh, that's you know what? Maybe this movie makes more sense.
Oh
than I
yeah,
thought
if you
it did.
really break it down,
It's
this
got
movie
levels.
is still batshit insane. Can we just talk about this fucking movie?
Okay, so we cut to the abandoned house that they've dressed up
Scene
as the
2.
sheriff's house, where
Oh my
creepy
God.
weirdo son Billy. Wait, maybe
It looks like
Oh my
the
God.
mask from
he
Cher.
does. He's the mask son.
I don't know
He's
what that is, but he
cooking
is
some
hold on.
disgusting food.
he is an ugly child. I
Yeah,
feel
so the
it
mask-
really is. I think just his teeth are like
He
his
looks
adult
like-
teeth haven't come in.
He looks like a weird version of the redheaded fox kid from Christmas Story with really long hair. It
Anyway,
is
but
bad.
they're letting this fucking 6-year-old
They're-
cook. How old do
yeah.
you think he is? He's not. He's older than 6.
I think he's 8.
He's like,
I'd say
but
7
still
or 8.
You're letting him cook poison oatmeal on the stove.
Yeah, it looks like mud.
I didn't
with-
realize it was oats. I didn't realize it
I
was like
didn't either.
oatmeal.
You don't realize that for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
No,
they
it's
reference
longer
it.
than that.
Then,
It's
okay,
at least
so
an
he's
hour.
making oats
No.
with marshmallows in them, and then he gives
And
it to his
and other
dad,
stuff.
and they put it in a Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
Who's gonna eat oats out of a Ziploc
Who's
bag?
gonna eat slime oats out of a
There
Ziploc
are
looks
bag?
definitely
disgusting.
marshmallows in the oats.
There
too,
are, yeah.
And here's the
some
thing
other
that bugged me
Yeah.
is he took a big spoonful of it and just handed it to the dad over the floor like that shit's not going to drip all over the floor.
You are definitely a
and somebody
mom.
is going to have to clean it up.
Oh, and he
It's gonna
also
be me.
had his hand like on the eye of the stove.
Oh yeah, this stove clearly was not on because this kid was leaning all over it. I think he took a nap on the eye of the stove while he was cooking.
All right, so this kid's making poison oats.
Yeah, so he hands his dad a Ziploc baggie full of
Quaker poison oats.
They
Quaker
were
poison
disgusting.
oats.
They were like absolutely disgusting.
Yeah, it looked.
It did.
Yeah.
It looked nasty.
And then the dad just leaves and
yeah,
throws
he
him in his
drives
car.
off.
Yeah.
Whoa! But first he bumps his head on the ceiling fan. And then
Oh,
he
they're like the
realizes-
lights that are like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
This is
That happens a
definitely
couple
like
of
a
times.
squatter's house that they
Yes.
put a thing of paint on.
Yeah.
Yeah, they rented this house for $10 and just stuck a bunch of like Joanne fabric snowflakes on it. Oh, then we go to the Snowminton Town Hall, which is like a fence around a building with a bunch
I
of
would
snow.
Oh, this is
say-
where we meet the townsfolk.
Yeah, the townsfolk.
It's more of a Snowminton community center.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
This is where we meet Shannon Elizabeth. We meet the dad of the first kid who dies. We meet his
we
wife.
meet asshole dad and afraid wife.
That's fair. I was
going
going to say Mrs. Asshole Dad, but because
Okay.
she's not an asshole.
No, but she's been
No, she's
married
not.
to this. No, she's nice. She's been in an abusive marriage
Oh,
for
yeah.
years and years and
I
years.
think
Oh, yeah.
she showed no emotion when her son's head got chopped off by a sled.
Yeah, because her primary objective is to keep her husband happy.
Yeah, she was
'Cause
in
that
maintenance mode right there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that before. All I remember from that scene is that Shannon Elizabeth was hot.
She's giving the eyes to everybody too.
Who is the boy who's like Shannon Elizabeth's love interest? What is
Billy?
his connection?
I think I don't know. He's just a,
He's
a
just
kid.
a town. He's like the
Whatever.
only
The-
boy in town.
Yeah, he's the
Yeah.
other boy at
Yeah.
their high school.
So like
Yeah.
high school of 2.
I
Anyway,
do like the scene because it sets up the biggest mystery
Valid
of the movie: the snowman that's covered by a sheet that we never find
Oh,
out.
Oh yeah, we never discussed.
found out.
Did you not think at some point that was going to come back and he was going to be under the sheet?
Because
That's
it's
for the
whole
sequel.
movie.
I know.
The whole
It's the
movie. There's a
sequel.
snowman
Is
with
it?
a sheet. Is
Yeah.
Wait,
I don't
really?
know. Yeah, it's called Snowman's dollar sign.
There actually is a sequel to this though.
There is. Oh yeah, we'll talk about it.
All right,
so
whatever.
anyways,
So
they're
anyway-
all making a bunch of stupid
Right.
snowball
So Billy,
jokes.
Shannon Elizabeth's love
Billy's
interest is
got
making like a
boobs on
boob.
his
Yeah.
snow.
Billy
Snowman.
makes a. It's actually a pretty like angelic figure. It does have boobs though.
And here's
Super
what's
nice.
Weird is she comes up to him and starts giving him the eyes and
Oh,
like
yeah,
feeling up.
she's giving
and
him the
then
business.
He acts really uncomfortable because she's hitting on him. Like nobody's gonna,
Guys do that.
No, we
not
don't.
guys that put boobs on their
If Shannon
snowman.
Elizabeth came up to me and was like, the first thing she said was hi, and then she said, "Let's meet up right now,"
Yeah, because she doesn't have any kind of plan. She wants
and then
to go.
held his hands, which is a very
she
intimate
wants
gesture.
to go snowballing
This
with him.
can't be the first time they met. I will agree if like a
There
chick
are only
just
two
walked up to me.
people in this age group.
Yeah, like
in their
they
whole
know
town.
each other. Like if a chick I didn't know walked up to me and did that, you would not go
In
out
my
with that
mind,
chick.
Billy has gone down this road before,
Yeah.
broke it off. There was some drama, and then she comes up while he's building his snowman. He's like,
Yeah,
"I'm not gonna be able to say no. We're gonna go down this
but
road
the sex
again."
was so good that he just can't stop. He
Oh,
doesn't know
that's-
how to quit her.
What?
That's why he
don't
broke
know
up
how-
with her because she's crazy and all she ever wants to do is snowball in houses she broke into.
She is insane, Mikey. Mikey.
Yes.
She can only get
But
off
she's
to
that
completion
kinda-
when she's having sex
Billy
inside a
did
house
not
they B&E'd.
Billy did not want this.
No, he did
you
not.
Guys,
He did not.
he's the most innocent.
He is an
character.
unwilling participant.
Yeah. Then we go to the sheriff's office where Marla, who is like 7 levels below Annie
And she's
Potts,
Janine from Ghostbusters.
Yes.
but like-
she very much is
like
Janine
the
from Ghostbusters.
7th runner-up for that part to play
Still
Janine
hot.
from
Yeah.
Ghostbusters.
What?
Marla?
Her perm had a perm.
And she wore ugly
Mikey
Christmas
is
sweaters.
into perms.
So we get to the
snowman.
sheriff's office. We meet Marla. She's just holding
Yes.
up the sign that says somebody died. And then we see Frozen Man
Oh, that's
in
right.
the
He walks-
rocking
He
chair.
walks in
Yeah,
and
yeah.
says,
What
Why are
happened?
you-
Somebody died?
Come on, somebody die.
And she just holds up a thing that says someone died.
Yeah, she's busy drying her hair for
Which
some
I
reason.
thought was funny.
So anyway, so he goes to see the first murder, which we don't actually see take place.
Yes, which is
but
the
it's really
rocking
just
chair
an old
murder.
guy. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
really just an old
Old
guy with his
Man
neck
Harper.
broken back. Yeah.
I'm gonna
I've
call him
watched
Old
a
Man
lot
Winter.
of Investigation Discovery, so I knew what they were doing.
Do you watch Deadly Women?
Yeah.
Oh my god, I love Deadly
On
Women.
the internet. So I watch a lot of Investigation Discovery, and what you see is the sheriff, and I guess they have their own medical examiner.
coroner.
For snowmen.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it is. It is.
I mean, there is a town meeting later, and we see
He's
20 people.
He's like the coroner / veterinarian / general practitioner because he's like cured somebody's hangnail one time, and so now they think he knows.
But
all
he's
the medical
really
knowledge.
good at autopsies on a deck.
Yeah, he's
without
like,
gloves, poking out a dead body.
Well, I don't see any bruises. Looks like he got real cold.
Looked like his neck's broke.
And it clearly is.
And we find out
Yeah.
that the
It's like
murder
a right
weapon
angle.
may have been a mitten, I think.
I feel like that was conjecture. I mean, his neck is just broken. He's on a chair.
Well, what I love is the shot we see of this body because it's like a snowman, like a mummified snowman face, but we only see the top of his head because they clearly didn't have enough money to make an entire body. So we see the top of the rocking chair and the top of his frozen head, and that's it.
Yeah.
And then that's like the point of view, and we just see everybody like conjecturing over it.
Yeah.
The
like-
best part is that the body is still rocking in the rocking chair, which no one
The
talks
wind's
about.
blowing.
But yeah, so anyway, so that's the first murder, but we don't see it take place.
But then they got to call in the feds because they cannot figure out this frozen rocking chair murder.
No. Well,
That is when he goes back and calls Sergeant
He
Manners.
calls
Sergeant Manners, what does
Agent
Manners? Thank
because
you.
he thinks Jack Frost is alive.
Yeah.
Is Jack
Yes.
Frost dead?
And we know
Well,
he's an Agent Manners because he's wearing a turtleneck and a gun
Yeah,
holster.
he's dressed like Archer from fucking like the TV show Archer. It's hilarious
he
to
looks like
me.
the old G.I. Joe.
He does, yeah.
Yeah, he does.
And then he
Yeah.
says, "Oh, Jack Frost? I never heard of no Jack Frost."
No, he
and
said
then we
he's
know
dead,
he's
dude.
lying.
You're just
What?
making this up.
And
what
then
the
we-
fuck movie were you watching?
He said Jack Frost is dead.
Yeah, so like the sheriff
But he's
Sam calls
clearly
him.
lying. So I'm just making
What?
up nonsense that he would be lying about. Because then we pan out and we see evil nerd scientists saying, "Oh, he's my first experiment."
Can we stop and talk about what actually happened in the movie?
I want to watch this
Jesus
movie.
Christ. I want to watch the Gen cut of this movie because it is bonkers too.
Everybody-
Jack Frost didn't even know him.
So Jack Frost, you mean Jacqueline Frost? It's a woman now because patriarchy. Anyway,
Is that what I sound like?
yes. That. So here's what really happens, guys. I feel like we're watching Clue, and like we're like actually.
Now we're going to
So,
go home and
yeah,
have sex
here-
with our wife.
Anyway, so Sheriff Sam calls the FBI and he's like, "This is Agent Matters," and he's like, "I have to ask you some questions about the Jack Frost case," and he goes, "Well, it's classified. I can't tell you really
He
much,
doesn't
but
say
I'll try."
classified. He says
That's right. What does he say?
Confidential.
It's confidential.
Confidential.
It's confidential.
Which is not the same thing.
no, it's
That's
not.
not a word law enforcement
It's
uses.
really that
That's
was
a health threat. The
Well,
results
acco-
of the test are confidential. We
in
won't give them
accordance
out.
with HIPAA. I can't really tell you much about
Your
it,
count's negative for Jack Frost.
but you have
negative
herpes.
degrees.
Anyway, so he
I like it, dude. I'll go with this.
negative degrees.
Yeah.
yeah, I like it too.
Negative Jack Frost degrees.
Anyway, so-
it's Jack Frost o'clock.
Oh, she took it too far.
Yeah.
Oh,
You should have stopped when you were ahead. Anyway, so the sheriff calls the FBI agent and he's like, "Is Jack Frost dead?" And he's like,
Yeah.
Confidential.
Yeah, after
It's
the confidential
confidential.
thing, he goes,
Yeah.
"Well, can you tell me if Jack Frost dead?" Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's definitely dead.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what else
He's
is there?
definitely
That's
dead.
like the one thing you need
right.
to
That's
know.
all he asked.
I can't tell you much, but I'll help when I can. Well, is he dead? Yeah, he's dead.
Death
And then he-
here.
All right, what happens after that scene where the sheriff calls the FBI
Well,
agent?
okay, so Sheriff. Oh, but then did we talk about how we panned out and we see
No,
evil
we
nerd
haven't yet, but yeah, so
scientists?
the evil
who
nerd
say,
scientist is there with
"Oh,
the FBI agent.
Yeah, he was suspiciously behind the genetic material the whole time.
Yeah.
I think he paid P cup coffee mug.
Suspiciously behind the genetic material.
Oh, yeah. Never
oh
go into
my
Mikey's
God.
apartment with a black light.
There's already a bunch of them.
Gross.
A lot of Pink Floyd posters on the wall.
Oh my goodness.
I can't do
Just
music
genetic material everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
So the
Oh, yeah.
coroner has determined that there's a mitten murderer on the loose. The FBI does not want any part of it because they have a deep state cover up about genetic material
Oh, and-
creating
Yes.
snowmen murderers.
Then you cut back to the sheriff's office where the town is, all 5 people of the town are in an
Or like
uproar.
yelling at him. Yeah, they're like yelling
Yeah.
at
How
the sheriff.
dare you let that old man die?
Right, I know.
We used to steal apples from his apple orchard.
Who's gonna make our apples now? How will I ever make a pie?
I hate this movie so much.
Woo. Okay.
It is not as fun as we are making it sound.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we
But
are way
we
more
are.
interesting. Cut to the wife at home who's walking in, and they're still letting
She got
the
groceries.
son bake. She did get groceries.
And now there's a snowman
She
in her
got
yard.
carrots.
There's a snowman in her yard.
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, okay, that's a snowman. I guess my son made it."
Well, and in
she
all
left the
fairness,
son alone cooking.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
god.
he's only like 8.
And he's probably put some arsenic in this shit.
Oh yeah, because he
what
poisoned
we-
the fucking oats.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was making snowman cookies, and he poured, it looks like shredded paper onto them at the end.
I thought it was
Yeah.
coconut.
Was it good?
I don't
I
think they
honestly
had
have
enough
no
money
idea.
for actual coconut, so they just went to Joanne
They went to Joann Fabrics and got-
a.
It looked like there's paint peelings from the
It
walls
did.
of his
That could be.
dilapidated
Yeah.
Probably
house.
was.
He took a cheese shredder to the wall and just used the shredder.
So she said, "Who made? Oh, I like that snowman you made." He said, "I didn't make the snowman," and because it's a kid, she doesn't believe him. So we find out there's a suspicious snowman outside.
In all fairness, though, to her, he was asking the first scene you saw him if he can make a snowman for the competition or whatever.
Yeah, he
So
said-
I think it's logical that she would assume that he made that snowman.
But like,
Yeah.
okay, so did she just expect him to walk to town square and make the snowman
well, no, the
there?
snowman was right outside their house.
He was
How do you move it?
practicing for the
Nothing
competition.
makes sense.
Nothing. Okay, nothing does make sense.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Welcome to the conversation.
But, okay, yeah. Okay. The worst part about this part is that snowman is 8 feet tall.
Oh yeah.
So it would have taken him 4 days to make.
Okay, so she sends the kid out.
No, she
No,
picked-
she does send the kid out with like carrots
yeah,
and
she,
like.
she bought carrots and coal.
And a snow puppet so that he knows what a snowman is supposed to look like.
First hand puppet.
He gets his garbage can, and he steps on it so he can get all the way up to the snowman because it's a really big snowman because it's not real snow. And he has this hand
Wait,
puppet.
Whoa, we gotta go back because the whole town is supposed to be snow covered and there's no snow anywhere.
So this movie was filmed in a drought year, and it was like 70 degrees the entire time.
Yeah, there's
so
a lot
there
of felt on the ground.
There was no snow.
Yeah.
No actual snow was harmed in the making of
Where
this
was
movie.
it filmed?
California.
In California.
Yeah. So he gets this snowman oven mitt on his hand, and he's looking.
Just
and
so we
says,
can see what it looks like.
So the eyes go here.
Yeah.
The worst part about this is that you never see what the snowman looks like on the oven mitt, and that really made me mad.
That made you mad?
I mean, like because he
I
would
feel like
to set the stage here. He's putting stuff on the snowman, referencing the mitt, turning back and forth, and I was like, I want to reference the mitt.
I want to know.
I
that
wanna
is a
know.
very strange, nitpicky thing to be upset about in the grand
If
scheme
you're
of how
gonna put
bad
a
this
hand
movie
puppet
was.
in your movie.
It is Chekhov's puppet.
Oh my
That
god.
puppet better fucking pay off before the credits.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
Nothing does.
Anyway, so he
Sequel.
builds the snowman, but while he's doing this, or I guess he puts the carrots and coal in. But this is when the kids come up and like,
He
this is our
bonds with the
black ice
snowman.
sledding area or whatever.
Yeah, the Black Ice Gang has come to
Is that
sled.
what they are? I think it was just they were sledding on black ice. I don't think they were.
I think they
a
called
gang called
themselves
Black Ice.
The Black Ice Sled
So pretty
Club.
much what Jen is saying is that MS-13 shows up and wants to sled down this guy's front
Build
yard.
the wall.
Yeah,
Oh
man, we got to send
Build the wall out
15,000
of
troops
snow.
to Snowminton to save us from the Black Ice Gang.
So there's no hill here, so I was confused on why they wanted to sled.
Oh, you sled down hills?
They're cross country sledders.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the first death we see in the movie, and it doesn't
Oh
make
my
any
God.
sense.
We actually had to rewind this because all three of us were confused on one, how the kid died.
What the fuck happened?
Yeah,
Was
I
the
honestly don't
snowman
understand what
involved?
happened. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't-
but under
Okay.
further review, I felt like an NFL official.
NFL
flag.
umpire.
I don't sports balls. Anyway, so I felt like I was doing a replay or something.
So you threw a flag.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're like, I need to replay. Instant replay.
Yeah,
No,
when we did.
Zapruder filmed it.
Back
The
and
snap
to the
went
left.
back into the
But yeah.
sled. That was one magic Christmas.
That was one magic Christmas fist
You guys,
because he punches the kid down and then he gets run over by the other.
Which, physics says I don't think the sled would have. His head gets chopped off by the sled.
Yes.
But there's no hill. And then.
No.
the
here's what
sled-
happens. I think.
Okay.
I'm real confused.
So, sled gang leader man, a rage sleds the head off of Jack Frost.
Oh, yes. that
Jack
part's
Frost
important.
gets mad.
Yes, he does.
and kicks the kid over.
No, he hits him
punches
with his fist.
He hits him with his snow fist.
Because
And then-
snowmen don't have feet. You realize that, right?
They have
No,
Snowmen cannot.
they
kick.
have to waddle.
That is their weakness.
And
They're
so
like
then-
Howard the Duck in that way.
Yeah, they do. And so
They were
then
like one of those like bouncy balls things when you were little and the hop on.
You had like a whole. You held.
hop
a hop along.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the kid is fallen over, and I don't know if it's through the power of Christmas magic that Jack Frost wills the sled to cut this kid's head
No,
off.
no.
or is
One of the friends
sled
from the
already
Black
in
Sled
motion?
Gang. Ooh. One of the friends from the Black
Whoa,
Ice
Todd.
Sled Gang is sledding, and then Jack Frost, like you see that kid, it's really fast. This is what I was confused about. One of the kids
It all
from the
happened so
gang.
fast.
It did.
It was heavily edited.
Yeah, one of the kids from the gang starts sledding,
Uh-huh.
and that's when Jack Frost hits the other
No
kids down.
punches
Yeah.
him.
he knocks him over. He Jim Acosta's. Oh my
There
God,
you
that
go.
was so good. Well done. So he Jim Acosta's the
events,
mean,
Jim.
the
Oh,
ringleader
my
of the gang, and that the
Uh-huh.
ringleader falls
And
down.
it was heavily edited to look like something actually happened.
Yes.
The kid actually
Yeah.
did.
The kid falls like a presidential aide and then gets his head run over by a
Then the head
sled.
flies off.
It's
and then
insane. It's
there's
so
like
bad.
red sand
and,
for blood.
Yeah, and then it cuts to red
They
sand.
sprinkled a little red food coloring on some fake snow.
And they literally, the police are carrying a
Oh
bag,
my God,
a
this
clear
metaphor got
bag.
worse because there's a headless snowman doing a Hitler salute in the background.
Oh, yeah,
of the
that's
scene.
true.
Oh, and they're doing, I didn't push him. It was the snowman that pushed
He
him.
must have done it to
But
himself.
that's when it cuts to the bloody snow, and like the
Yeah.
cops are just kicking white snow on top of the bloody snow. But other
trying to
cops are
cover up the-
carrying like an empty bag with the
They
kid's head in
scooped
it.
out the poison
Oh my
oatmeal
God.
and put the head in it.
Yeah, and it's like it's like a clear bag.
Yeah.
Everyone stand back. I
One
gotta.
of the parents.
Yeah, and the parents are standing by their car saying, "Why? Why?"
I don't think these are best practices for these.
No, I do
situations.
think
No.
that this is the first time this sort of thing has happened in the small town of Snowmington.
The worst thing that's ever happened in this town is a serial killer drove through, peed in the woods, and got arrested there. And that's the first crime they've ever had to solve.
Did he really pee in the woods?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what he was doing. He was-
That's how they found him?
Yeah, that's why I was like, something awful happened in those woods. This is why the sheriff's gonna be traumatized.
And then it was
But
nothing.
then he just laid on the ground
was
and he
just
put him in
sat-
handcuffs, and the scene was over.
He just gets really upset when people defile the forest.
Only you can prevent forest peeing.
So, like, sad tidings of comfort and joy is playing over this
Oh,
scene.
this movie is full of
Well, the-
copyright-free music. It's
Yes.
so bad.
Of
the-
Christmas variety.
So, evil gang leader's dad is screaming that
This gang of middle school boys has quickly degraded.
he's talking about how the kid is touched by the devil, like screaming about the sheriff's son and how the sheriff's son murdered his son with the
Well,
sled.
he is the only
oh,
ginger
my
in
God.
town.
And this may be my
by
favorite
the
part
devil.
where he said, Billy's like 2 feet taller than your kid.
Yeah.
And then somebody in the background says, not
Not
anymore.
anymore.
He got his head cut off. It was really funny. So dad is an asshole.
Yes.
And this
well,
is
this
when
is
we
the abusive
realized.
dad and the.
It is, which is why he has an asshole son. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's a kick the dog syndrome.
And Shannon Elizabeth is his daughter.
Yes,
Yeah.
we did learn that. Okay, so then we cut to mom making it stew, and they're looking at their magazine notes. Jack Frost has sent him a bunch of your next notes cut out of magazines.
Okay, this is insane.
Yeah.
Because if you're cutting letters out of magazines to make a letter to send somebody, you're not going to then sign it. So he wrote this letter to them and then signed it in magazine clippings.
Yeah. I will
Frost.
find a way to get you,
Yeah,
Jack
Frost.
Frost. Here's my home address.
Yeah.
You can catch me on Tuesdays and Thursdays at this coffee house.
I'd like
I
to
definitely left
interject
fingerprints
here
all over
because
this.
Right.
I have really bad handwriting, so sometimes when I write people notes or cards or whatever, I cut off letters from different magazines and make it look like a
Just so
ransom note.
You
make
are
it look like
definitely
you
a
actually
serial
know
killer.
how to write things. Yeah, I
Oh
thought
my
I was
God.
the most evil person on this podcast.
Is this when we cut to the abusive dad's house and they get murdered? We got to blow through this shit because this is a lot of this movie is not even worth talking about.
Okay, so we go to Shannon Elizabeth's house. Asshole dad. This is where we
Yes.
realize that they're all related. So this is the bully's house where his parents are grieving. Mom just wants everything to
They're
be
not
okay
really
again.
grieving.
They're
Like,
not because
dad's
dad
really
is
mad.
upset and mom is so used to living with an abusive dad that she just wants everything to be normal and
knitting him
happy.
a new scarf.
She's trying. Yeah, she's trying to like make him okay. She's trying to manage the situation.
Right.
Which is how you can tell that he's terribly abusive.
Anyway, so can we just skip a bunch of this shit? Because he goes outside with a corncob pipe and starts smoking, and he's
No, because we have to go back to him and Shannon Elizabeth's fight because I feel like that's important.
Jesus forsake this house
Jesus
7 years
forsake-
ago. Jesus forsake this house.
you.
Did you get the inkling that he may have sexually abused Shannon Elizabeth?
Yeah.
and that's why she's that way.
That's
Okay.
why she wants all the dads, and that's why she wants to
Lot of
break into the
subtext.
houses.
Do you think she was the girl at the very beginning talking in the baby voice?
Oh, maybe. That's how he likes it.
Oh, and that's the biggest Christmas tree scene of the whole
Oh,
movie.
yeah. That's the only house that has a Christmas tree, I think.
What?
Oh, do we ever see the Christmas tree
And
in
Shannon Elizabeth in the
Shannon
same room?
Elizabeth
Actually, we do.
and her creepy dad?
Yeah, it
Okay.
can't be.
Actually,
So-
in that scene that we just talked about.
Yeah, that one.
The current one we're on. So dad walks out and just sits on the giant stump with
Well, he
an axe
goes
in
outside
it.
to cut wood,
Firewood.
and he sits on
And smoke his
the
pipe,
biggest
his
stump,
corncob pipe.
right? And sits on
But
the
he
biggest
really
stump
is going
ever.
outside to grieve for his lost son.
No, he's
Oh,
not.
boy.
And then he sees a giant snowman in his yard and doesn't think it's weird at all.
No, but he hears someone talking, so he grabs the axe out of the stump and walks around the snowman. snowman.
Yeah, and we see
looking
in
for the voice.
back of the snowman that is clearly not snow because you can see inside the snowman and it looks like a terracotta plastic snowman.
Also, we really forgot to mention that the little devil redheaded child who tried to poison his father with the poison oats put eyebrows on the snowman, which I thought was real bizarre.
Oh yeah, and that's how you know what mood the snowman is in.
Oh, because eyebrows are that important? I didn't know.
Eyebrows are the window to your soul.
Yada, yada, yada. Murder!
Yeah, so he walks around the snowman. The snowman grabs the axe and deep throats him to death, and that's how the husband gets it.
But not okay. So usually when someone gets killed by an axe, they get killed by the
blade.
The axe end of it,
But
yeah.
he shoved the handle all the way down the guy's throat, and the blade's sticking up. But you don't ever see anything. This movie's heavily edited.
Yeah, we don't get any kill shots. So we go inside the house,
Yes.
and Mom her life just got a lot better, but she doesn't know it because her asshole husband is dead.
The last 10 minutes of her life were a lot better than the rest of it.
Yeah, they were.
Except for the part where she gets murdered.
She sits in the chair, and then all of a sudden the snowman, Jack Frost, is right behind her.
Yeah.
Yeah, he somehow got into the house, which we find out how he did later. And then this is so bizarre. He decorates her like a Christmas tree. He wraps all the lights
it's
around him.
because she had said earlier that she always wanted to be the star on the top of a Christmas
Yeah, and
tree.
then
Did she say that?
Yes.
she said that, and then Todd said, "Well, I know how she's going to
Yeah,
die."
because it's super clear.
So what does he do? He wraps the lights around
Yeah,
her
he
neck.
wraps the lights around her and then
And this is all
smashes her
in
head into a box of ornaments.
Yes.
And she has
super slow motion too. Not slow motion, but very.
It's
poorly edited.
very clear that when they're showing the smashing the head into the ornaments thing, it's like the back of a Barbie doll.
Right.
Smashing. It's so
And then
bad.
they pulled it back, and then they stopped for 20 minutes to do her makeup a little
Yeah,
bit more,
it's
and
so
take some
bad.
glue and stick ornament parts
Yes.
on him. Yeah, and then smashes her in.
And then he ties her to the tree and then puts the
stabs her in the head with the star.
star, yeah.
yeah,
My
yeah.
least favorite part because the tree would have definitely fell down.
Oh yeah.
I think so.
That's why it's not realistic.
That's why I didn't like
Yeah.
this
Did
scene.
anybody think when she was trying to unplug the lights, I kept thinking she was gonna fry into the floor like the cat in Christmas Vacation?
I didn't think that, but that would have been funny too.
That would have been funny.
She went through all 9 lives on that one.
Okay, so then Salt Man comes to the door with salt for them.
Oh, that's right. And he sees her
he
dead.
sees- yeah,
And
and-
also the snowman, right? Because he sees the snowman.
Yeah, he sees the snowman. There's a puddle on the floor, which I kept thinking somebody peed on the floor. But no, it was Jack Frost. He did something on the floor.
This is another part that annoys me because the salt guy runs away on foot.
Yes, he does.
The cops come, investigate the whole scene in a 20-minute, and then we cut back to the guy still running away from the house.
Because he's
Yes.
just running all over the place because he's terrified
By the
by
way,
the
he's
snowman.
now suspect number 1 because he's
He's
running
in it.
and his
Christ.
car. I know, and his car is still there.
Yeah.
There's no way he didn't do it.
that would have been a good subplot, so it's definitely not in this film.
Yeah,
Right.
They don't address that. In fact, when he starts punching the snowman in the town center, they just put him in jail for assaulting snowmen.
They do,
The
yeah.
part is that the cop was at the town center, goes to the crime scene, drives back to the town center, then the guy runs up.
Yes.
He passed him in his car both ways to the murder scene. So he's just like, oh, there's Jim.
How little faith do you have in law enforcement when you've seen a snowman murder and then as a cop drives past you and you're running away in terror, you're not like, I should stop him and talk to
Right.
him about this.
Oh, no, it's the county sheriff. No. I'll
He's
go
an
find the
idiot.
FBI.
Yeah. Find me Agent Matters or whatever his name
Manners.
was. Manners.
Which
She's wearing
we
an
see.
apron the whole
He
run.
is wearing an
is.
apron.
Why?
So he doesn't get
Yes,
salt on his clothes.
They're in a bag.
Would you say he's assaulted? All right, let's move
He doesn't
on.
want to get assaulted.
yeah.
What was he wearing?
Definitely gets a little bit salty after the murder.
All right, we got to move on.
All right. So this is when town sheriff walks in, starts talking a bunch of shit about Agent Manners, and then
yeah,
Agent
yeah.
Manners is at the desk.
Oh, this is why I'm making that joke because they have this conversation. He's like,
He's
Agent
like
Manners is
super
a dick.
condescending. He's like a crime
He calls him an
scene.
asshole.
He's an
He
asshole.
does.
And then he
'Cause
okay.
The sheriff doesn't know what a crime scene is. Sheriff doesn't know what MO is. Doesn't know what the victim
It's not
is.
MO.
No, MV.
It was
It
MV.
definitely means
Yeah.
motor vehicle. And he's like,
It does.
do you mean murder victim?
Yeah.
So they one up each other.
Yeah, it's a real pissing contest at the sheriff's office.
Except neither of them can get it up because they're both the worst.
Except one's old man Archer and one's the dumbest sheriff I've ever seen in my life.
yeah, he's like
so
Deputy
dumb.
Dewey's stupid older brother.
Definitely older. Yeah. It's like David Arquette now.
So then we cut to the super nerdy evil scientist who's explaining what
Yes.
happens with this snowman.
Is
and
this
we,
at the crime scene with the Christmas tree? Because we're missing.
yeah,
some
I
things.
think so. Well, we're missing a lot of stuff because
So
none,
None of this
makes
shit
sense.
matters, man. Like,
But so we realize how the snowman can get in because evil nerd scientist tells us that he can freeze and unfreeze
Yes,
himself.
okay, yes.
So
they
we
go to
all
the
learn a
sheriff's station, to
lesson.
the crime scene to learn he can melt and unmelt.
Yeah, because that's the different forms that water can take.
And then the two deputies are carrying out the body still connected to the Christmas tree, like in the background, like
Oh,
fumbling
yeah.
around with it. And, like,
no, they're
hitting
looking
it
at
on
the
things.
body. And then somebody's just bought their family Christmas tree from the lot and they're carrying it through.
Yeah, and look- yeah.
But they forgot to get shovels, so they just had to dig all the roots up and attach it to their station wagon.
oh dear God.
And then this whole time, the apron salty man is running.
Yeah.
He's just running, screaming around, punching snowmen.
And then they leave. They leave.
He's going house to house punching
He's gonna
snowmen in the
kill all
face.
the snowmen.
Yeah, because they leave, go to the town center, then he arrives.
Yeah.
Starts
There's
punching.
something about a backdoor key. I don't
I
understand that.
don't know. It wasn't a clue. It was a clue.
So then we go back to
It
the
wasn't a
town
clue. None of that
square.
We
shit
go
made-
back to town square. Yeah.
And then they go inside, and all 20 people in the town watch
We have
a.
to go back. It teases the snowman that's covered on the sheet again.
Yeah.
Because he punches all of them but that one.
Yeah.
And then the sheriff makes a speech about a 24-hour curfew,
which is really
not
just a
how
quarantine, like you
curfews
said,
work.
yeah.
It
Yes.
actually kind of sounds like he's trying to talk him into an orgy because he's like, we should all stay inside 24
Right.
hours a day. We could bunker down together.
I do
here
want
at
to
the
point out that
community
that
center.
does become an orgy.
It does, with some sheep in some
Yeah.
rooms.
And the sheriff's wife.
Oh, I think it's my husband.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll get there. And then we see the strange Irish cop who moved to this town.
What?
No, he's a priest.
He's not a cop. He's a priest.
He's not a cop. He's a priest.
You watched a different movie that I want to see.
I know. Jen, I like your movie better. I'm not
Yes,
shaming your
this
movie.
is my Patreon material. I just rewrite versions of movies to make it sound better.
They
Holy
asked the
shit.
priest to go turn the boiler on for the
Yes.
community, and he's like, "Yeah, they'll go change the boiler and matador."
Oi, yeah.
That's my Irish
Did you
accent.
say
Blarney
Matador?
Stone.
Matador. Yeah.
Top of the morning to you,
Anyway,
laddie.
they used the footage of him turning
They
on.
do.
Turns out of the boiler.
They used the footage of him turning on the boiler twice.
And so then this is when we see Salt Man going crazy. We see a behind the snowman
we
point
Salt
of view.
Man punches.
Can we stop talking about him punching the fucking snowman? We've said that like 9 times.
But this is when
I
it
think
actually
we've covered.
happens.
I don't give a fuck. This movie does not
This
matter.
is the climax.
This is the one where he gets arrested for punching. Okay.
No, he gets punched by Agent What's his face.
Oh, that's right. Mr. Manners shows that he has poor manners indeed and
Agent
punches Salt Man in the
Manners.
face.
Agent Archer Manners.
Agent Archer Manners punches a guy who's obviously traumatized because he witnessed a murder in the face.
His code name
and
is
then-
Duchess.
And then makes the sheriff arrest him.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they put him in jail. They
And they
literally
do.
put him in jail.
And this is when they say, "What's eating him?" They say, "Probably not his girlfriend." You remember that part?
I do remember that
I wrote
part.
that down.
I can tell you wrote it down because you're referencing it.
Okay. Oh, and then this is when the deputy's driving home and he sees the snowman with the stop sign
So obviously,
in front of his car. So he has to stop.
Yeah, he stopped.
Because he follows the rules. And so then he gets out and he goes to get his snow shovel,
A
out,
snow
of his
shovel
trunk,
out of the trunk of the car.
And then he looks back and the snowman's in the car and it backs over him slowly.
No.
A
Yeah, so he
snowman.
goes to a trunk, gets the snow shovel out, walks to the front. It's a puddle with the stop sign in the puddle.
Oh yeah, because he's like, oh yeah, them thermal updrafts.
Yeah. And then he goes into the car, and then that's when the snowman is in the car. And
No,
then,
he's still behind the car. Then Jack Frost
Yeah.
Jack Frost his way into the car.
That's what I'm saying.
And then
So-
backs over him.
Yeah, because he goes back to put the shovel back in the trunk, and that's when the
Now,
snowman's in the
to
car
me,
and
this
runs him
scene
over.
is unrealistic.
What?
I
the
love
whole movie's unrealistic.
Jack Frost, big guy, doesn't adjust the seat before he backs over the guy.
Oh, that's your problem with the movie.
So they have this weird leak thing. So the wife leaves the house, and then we see Shannon Elizabeth.
Oh yeah, well I think that's like a misdirection. The whole leak thing at the
Oh,
house.
yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
because
you
we're
see a
supposed to
cop
think
car.
Because now
Yeah.
we're just the movie's telling us not to trust water in any
Right.
form.
And cop cars.
Right.
so. So
or
there's a leak.
snowmen.
So there's a leak under
Or
the
the
sink.
movie.
There's a leak under the sink, and you're supposed to think. I think that's the
No, 'cause
snowman
she
breaking
goes-
in.
She obviously could tell it wasn't. The cop car pulls up. She glances at it for maybe 0.2 seconds. Knows it's the deputy's thing, and she's
Yeah.
like, "Deputy," because no one goes outside when someone pulls up in this movie. This happens like 9 times.
Yeah.
They just yell through that.
And that's when the leak
same
happens.
Yeah, the
That's
leak
when the leak
happens. She
happens.
gets sprayed
But
all
it turns out it's
over.
a misdirection. That's not the
And
snowman.
it's the first slow motion reach shot we have of the film.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
She
yeah,
can't
you're
quite
right.
Reach
Oh,
over
my
the
God.
puddle to
Right
open.
over
Yeah.
the puddle. She's
It's-
got to reach to the.
Then the next part is Shannon Elizabeth.
No, okay.
So they leave the
deputy
house.
gets her out of the house. They leave
Yeah.
the house.
So
Yeah.
and then we cut over behind the tree and we see Shannon Elizabeth
Making
and,
out with Bobby,
and
Billy.
Billy,
I'm
Billy.
calling him Snow Boobs because I can't remember what his name is.
His name
Ooh.
is Billy.
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 Let's not like.
Yeah, let's not confuse
not
his
go there,
gender.
okay?
Yeah, listen. He has a name, Jen.
He's not just a body.
Now, Snow Boobs, the chick he's banging. Anyway, so they go inside. They B&E.
And by the way,
Yeah,
she's
but-
in a great mood for her brother getting his head
Oh,
cut off
yeah.
like 4 hours
She's trying
ago.
to fuck her way back to happiness.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
I know people who have done that.
So the sheriff's
So-
deputy takes the wife into protective custody to go to the community center.
Yes.
And then Shannon Elizabeth.
Oh my God.
And she's
She's sleeping with the deputy.
That's who it is.
Oh my God.
and the sheep.
Wow, we
Kid's
are
right.
uncovering a lot in this movie.
This is like we're having a.
This
like
is an
the most
Inception level.
in-depth.
Holy shit.
So it cuts to them who are hiding behind.
They're in the
tree
trees,
making out.
and then they want to sneak in and have sex in the sheriff's house,
Yeah.
which is
yeah, because that's what you do, Jim.
yeah, because she wants to pretend that she's the sheriff's wife because she's got a thing for daddies
She
because
does.
her daddy is
And she's not going to give up no TNA with a little B&E.
Well,
No,
they have
she's
a
not.
long scene because they have 90 layers on. They go in
They
the kitchen.
do, and then it's this really weird montage
scene.
set to yakety sax where they're like taking off
It's
all
not
1,000
quite
layers.
yakety sax, but it's like
It's
it
like
is
the
yakety sax
low rent
adjacent.
version.
Because they couldn't afford yakety sax.
Right.
They had someone on their Casio keyboard hack out a yakety sax
Right,
sound alike.
right.
They take off the 90 layers of clothing.
Cut back and forth to Snow Boob's face going. "Urgh,
Yeah,
urgh."
and then
and then
Shannon
they
Elizabeth.
get in their long underwear.
Yeah, Shannon Elizabeth is like, I'm not going to put out unless you give me a log cabin fire or whatever she says,
And a
log
bottle of
fire and a
wine.
bottle of wine, and he's like, oh, okay, and she goes upstairs.
Now,
Yes.
keep in mind, they just broke into the sheriff's house, and she's like, "Light a fire."
Yeah,
Exactly.
and get me some wine.
Give me some wine.
Yeah,
Yeah, make it romantic.
So she goes upstairs, as you do when you break into
And starts
houses.
drying her hair for 3 hours.
She
Yes.
but her hair is
Her
not
hair is
wet to begin
dry
with. Yeah,
the whole time.
yeah.
So he does not make
It's
a fire, does
champagne. No, he does not
He,
make a fire.
finds a bottle of champagne
He finds champagne,
that the sheriff was
puts
waiting
it,
for their Jack Frost execution.
Right.
and puts it in a wine glass
He's
like
a
an
kid.
animal,
And then tastes it and says, "Needs to be cold.
Yeah, it needs ice.
Needs ice."
which because it's like summer in this movie.
So another misdirection. He opens the freezer. It's
Oh.
just a solid block of ice with a carrot.
Yeah.
because what's the fuck is going on in this house? Somebody said he was
Because
monsters.
the kid is forced to cook all the meals.
The kid's the only one that ever opens the freezer, so he doesn't know how to use it.
This is an insane movie. I
So he
hate
breaks
this
really
off
movie
a
so
chip
much.
of ice, puts
Chips
it in the
of-
champagne.
So he makes a little spritzer. Yeah, he's
Yeah.
only made one glass too. I guess he's not. He wants to still be able to perform. Then we see Jack. What?
So how does he die? I honestly cannot remember how the boy
He
dies.
dies. He tries to stab him with the snowman because he's got the ice pick in his hand. He stabs
Oh,
the
that's
snowman.
right.
He
Snowball
says, "I got my
hits
ice
the
pick and I know how to
window.
That's
use
right.
it." In the wall, and then we realize that it's not actually a snowman. It's Joanne fabric felt wrapped around a wire frame of snowman. That's why he just keeps
Well, he yells
stabbing it.
outside because he thinks the sheriff's come hack. He's like, "Sheriff, don't
Oh,
shoot."
that's right.
And then he arms himself immediately with an ice pick.
Yeah.
No, but before he gets like the spatula, and then he gets a spoon, and then he gets a blender
Yeah,
thing.
it's a comedic scene.
It,
I would
it's
assume.
supposed to be a comedic scene. I feel like our description of it may be
But
a
he
little
broke into
more
the house.
interesting.
He should surrender if he thought they were out. Nothing makes
Yeah,
sense.
because they're stupid.
But
so
you're
then,
right.
then we realize that Jack Frost can shoot icicles.
Lucy goes, "Oh, I guess I'm armed and dangerous."
Yeah. But he does shoot Billy in the shoulder and then through the brain.
right.
Yes, with icicles, sticks him to the door.
Shannon Elizabeth can't hear because she has the.
She's been drying her hair for 45 minutes and a radio.
She's
oh yeah,
listening to
yeah.
music, yeah.
She's listening to the Googled rock and roll playlist that is free.
The royalty free rock and roll playlist on
Right.
Google Play. Yeah.
Right.
And then
Made
she
by-
goes and gets in the bath.
Yeah, she's okay. She has just dried her hair, and then she gets in the
She walks by the
bathtub.
bathtub and sees that it's full.
She
It's
takes
like,
her
"Oh,
long
Billy."
underwear off. Yeah, Todd got real excited for a minute.
I did get excited, but was very quickly frustrated.
Because then we have a bathing montage.
Sounds like my prom night.
Oh God! But you're right. And Mikey even said during this, he's like, "This is the most unsexy bathing montage I've ever seen in my life."
It is.
And
She
Shannon
looks like
Elizabeth,
she's drowning in the bathtub.
it does. And Shannon Elizabeth, especially at this time, was a beautiful woman. I mean, she was
Uh-huh.
like, this is American American Pie,
still
where she was
beautiful.
naked.
It's
Yeah,
out
she's
there.
still very attractive. Yeah, and she's 45
Oh,
now,
Mikey.
and she could still get it.
DM me, girl.
Yeah, yo, slide into Mikey's DMs, girl.
It's just really weirdly cut because we keep
It
seeing
is- it's
like
like the
body parts
whole-
and you can't quite tell what
It's
the
like
body
ankle
part is.
to mid thigh to like
Yeah, to
face,
calf.
real
Yeah.
close up. Like,
And
Like
then she's-
weird facial expression. Like
Yeah.
I don't make weird faces when I'm just like in the shower making a normal face. She's like,
Mikey, I can say this: when you're in the shower, you do make some weird faces.
Yeah.
Well, it's crowded when there's two
especially
people.
especially when a carrot pops up from nowhere out under your legs.
Yes, because that's what happens.
Like
next.
a turd in a bathtub, this
Because
carrot
we've
floats
seen
to the surface.
That the
Well, you see, she's a real serious vegan. Real serious.
Anyway, so then
she is
then
vegan, isn't she?
nobody
She's an
knows.
animal
There's no
rights-
way to tell.
Anyway, so we see the Jack Frost water creeping into the bathroom.
She's like, Billy, don't pour cold water in here.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
and
it's
then
freezing.
Jack Frost freezes on her, and she's stuck in snow. And then this is just insane.
So this is when the movie gets real uncomfortable.
Yes.
Can I say it? I don't want to say this,
You,
but Jack Frost rapes Shannon Elizabeth to death.
Yes.
It is a bonkers scene.
It is. You
Because
you
the
just have to
carrot-
watch it.
the carrot is no longer on his face.
No,
It's
And
his
there is-
penis now.
He has her.
He's
has
got
her.
her-
Against the wall.
her
This is
arms
really
are
uncomfortable.
it is
frozen.
uncomfortable.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there's
Her arms are frozen
take this.
inside him.
Yes.
And his carrot is somewhere, and he just keeps bonking her against the side of the thing, and she's screaming and screaming, and we see her arm home aloneing in the window, cutting to some weird guy
Oh, yeah,
outside.
the
She just
luchadora
waves-
outside.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and she just
what?
waves
He
to
shows
him.
up one.
he shows
her
it
arm
twice.
is waving in the window, like you said, Kevin McAllister.
Yeah.
In Home Alone.
Yeah.
This guy just waves back.
And then he lets her
Sexual
go.
assault. You think he's just banging her head against the wall, so you're like,
Oh,
this
no.
looks like it.
No,
but it could
except
not be.
she
Maybe
is
this
totally
isn't.
naked. No, yeah.
Well, he.
Because then she falls on the floor, her head turns, and there's blood coming out of her mouth, I
she's
think.
dead.
We know she's dead. And he says, Christmas came early.
We all felt very uncomfortable during this
And
scene.
then I have to remember to send flowers.
Oh yeah,
So, yeah, it's very clear that he just raped her to death.
yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
this movie's definitely
this
dated.
is-
Who sends flowers anymore?
Yeah, that's why it's dated.
I laughed, but my mic was far away. So.
I felt like it was funny. And then
No,
one
it is
said
funny.
anything, and I was like,
I liked it.
You just have to watch it. I mean,
it's
I don't
the
know
moment
if
that defines the film as
it
real,
really does. It's
real bad.
it's just weird.
For serious, this scene is uncomfortable.
It is.
We took a picture of you because you looked very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I looked.
It's-
We made eye contact. Everyone made eye contact.
And look, this was in 1997, so it's 21 years ago.
Yeah.
But it would have been bizarre back then.
Oh,
too.
I'm sure
It's
it was.
just-
But yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
The next thing that happens is that Agent Manners and Sheriff Stupid are arguing with each other, and then the snowman appears behind Marla, I think.
Oh, this
and
is
then
at-
they
this is
all
at the
barricade
station?
themselves inside the station.
This is
and
very-
this is
Yes.
when Agent Manners discovers that this is a terrible plan he's been hatching with Evil Nerd the whole time, and they have to figure out a way to get Jack Frost killed.
Yeah, this is the first time they quote in quote kill him.
This
Right.
is pretty much a shot-by-shot remake of Assault on Precinct 13, but with the snowman.
Yeah, and real stupid.
Anyway, so they go in from the office to where the cells are. They close the door and leave the keys in the door.
Yes.
And then they start getting bug spray and anything
They hatched this
aerosol.
stupid plan. I still can't figure out what the actual plan was.
The plan was to set the.
Fire. They said fire will kill the snowman. So that's when
So
the
their
first,
plan
in the
is
first
to
room-
blow up the police station with the snowman inside it.
Yes.
That's
Plan-
their first
Plan A is blow up the building.
Before turn the heater on.
It is
Before-
bonkers as shit.
Well,
like,
he tries to blow him with the
I'm sorry, what was that?
hair dryer.
What was that?
He tries to blow them with the hair
But he had
dryer.
just had sex with Shannon Elizabeth, so he couldn't get the carrot up.
Right. He's got to wait at least an hour
Yeah.
and have a
Ham,
sandwich.
I was going to say ham sandwich in an hour, refractory period. And then he's good to go.
He could do it.
Okay, anyway, so they create this smoky atmosphere with aerosol cans.
Yeah, it's
This
like a
sheriff's
5-foot
stupid.
hallway.
It's so dumb. The
Yeah.
sheriff has to go get the keys out of the
They have
door.
to fight the scientist because he doesn't want to kill Jack Frost now.
They want to capture him, and this is where Agent Archer Manners punches him in the face.
Yeah, I kind of like him because he just punches his problems. Which I
Yeah.
feels like
He's like my dad.
Oh.
Had a great dad. I'm just
called me
joking.
problems.
Anyway, so the sheriff stupid has to go all the way across the room and like pull the keys out of the door, and that's slow motion.
Just like his wife.
So dumb. And then he drops the keys in the snowman leaky water that's coming through the door.
Yeah, and we see the water point of view shot saying, "Oh, pick the keys up, pick me up."
The bug bombs are all going off.
And then the hand
and
comes up.
Marla
Yeah.
screaming at him from the 5 feet away, full of bug bombs.
She's like,
smoke.
"Where are you?"
Like,
and I was like, "You're 5
oh my
feet
gosh,
away."
and
Like,
they need
the
the
window's
keys.
locked with a
With a locker.
Padlock.
with a
from
padlock.
a
Yeah.
middle school's locker.
yeah.
And they can, and then we find out
just
it's a
break the
sliding
window.
window.
They could just break the window.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so dumb.
It is.
Anyway, they get the guy who punched the snowmans out of the jail. They get out that window, and then they shoot the window that all the smoke was building up in, and then
Blow
the
up the
thing
building.
blows up.
And they throw
Jack
all
Frost
of the
is
characters
dead.
out. Yeah.
We had false hope
That this was the end of the
I
movie.
so badly wanted this to be the end of the
right.
movie.
Because we see Jack
This
Frost.
is the first end of the movie that we thought.
He gets Jack Frosted.
Oh God,
We
And
have
then-
two more endings.
this is
And
like
they're all-
halfway through the movie.
They're like standing outside. They're like, hey, we got him.
This is
Yay.
definitely like the terrible snowman.
Is this when he Van Goghs?
Hey, Picasso's.
Sorry,
No,
yeah.
no,
Yeah.
he Van Goghs, I thought.
He
Oh,
said.
maybe-
I
he
think it's
says,
Picasso.
He says Picasso. Yeah.
I said Van
Definitely
Gogh.
expressionism.
Van Gogh is when he cuts his ear
Yeah,
off.
I said Van Gogh
Picasso-
because I wanted to be like, this movie can Van Gogh fuck itself, but
No.
it didn't work.
All
Anyway,
right, go fuck
This
yourself.
movie has more endings than Return of the King,
Yeah.
but with
Holy-
terrible snowman.
With less
Shit.
Viggo Mortensen
Yeah.
too, and Elijah Woods. I had a crush on him for a while.
so then the snowman runs off.
He
more
does
or
the
less.
T. No, he does the T-1000. And
Yeah, he
from Terminator. He
Yeah,
forms
the
himself
T-1000.
back
Forms himself
together.
back.
T-1000.
He's like, slides together.
Yeah, and then he Picasso's because his body parts are all on weird.
all in weird places. Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's,
and
but
then
that's when
he
he runs
snowman's off. Yeah,
And then that's when they go back to the community center,
They
right?
all go into City
Yeah, they all
Hall,
go into-
yeah.
yeah.
And he asks the scientist to explain himself and shoots his feet to get him to sit down and explain.
Did he shoot his feet?
I think he shot at
He
his
shot
feet.
at his
yeah.
feet, yeah, because he just won't.
I did not even.
He won't explain the science, and then when he does explain the science, he's like, "This Jack Frost proves the existence of the soul, and
yeah,
the soul is a chemical,
which I think is
Yes.
a good line.
And this is my proof."
The soul is a chemical sounds like a lyric from a Bush song
Yes.
from the late 90s.
is a chemical.
Chemical.
Why does this prove the existence of the soul as a chemical?
Because
But like the chemical that the scientists came up with bound to the soul and turned him into a souled snow. This is so fucking stupid. I cannot break this down.
No, but okay, so the chemical went on him and sucked his soul out and then went into the snow.
okay, so this is when they flying V and they hatch their
Oh, wait,
new
their big
plan.
plan.
Isn't there like a? Oh, that's right.
There's a
Because they
montage.
hear a rumbling on the floor. They see
This
the
is when we
Jurassic
thought
Park
the movie
cup
was gonna
shaking.
end the second time.
Yes, and then we see a big
Snowball.
a giant snowball bowl through. Somebody makes a dumb bowling
And they
joke.
have
Wait, is this
A
the
7-10
firing line
split.
of hair dryers?
Yes.
Oh
All
my
stand in the
God.
Because they're all
doorway
standing-
like the Ghostbusters, and they're
Uh-huh.
like taunting Jack Frost.
And
Yeah.
then we see the hair dryer, and then wife gets up there and she's got her own hair
And
dryer.
Jack Frost goes, "Oh, another one."
And they melt half of his face off, and they're backing him down into where the Irish preacher has been turning the heat up.
With the same footage that was used.
The
It is
first
the
time.
exact same
Yeah,
footage because they
so
only
bad.
had that guy for one day, so they just had to reuse it. They melt him in the boiler.
They
And when
do.
They say iced him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then steam, guys.
Yeah, because that's the third shape that H2O can form, even if it's evil H2O.
Something that made me mad about this is I think Jack Frost has really cool powers, and
He
they
kinda
they coulda
does.
Really, like it could have really been cool.
Because doesn't he kill Agent Manners?
Does
Does
he?
he kill Agent
He
Manners?
He killed
Oh,
Agent
that's right.
Manners.
That's right because he rematerializes in that room.
Frostbite.
You're right.
He frostbites his
He
face.
makes.
You're right.
He makes icicle teeth.
I'm always right.
You're right.
Oh no, and he says, "Blow me." I don't know how that fit in, but I wrote
my
down.
God. No, he
"Blow
does.
me."
He does. And then he bites Agent Matters, and then he kills.
Frostbite.
Then the
Talks to the scientist.
The sci-
I think that he makes the scientist drink him or something.
Yeah, I
'Cause
think
the
he-
scientist comes out like that weird guy in Men in Black.
Yeah, he was wearing an Edgar suit, which
Yeah.
no one's going to get that reference.
No,
but
because that's not a good movie.
no.
And-
Well, Men in Black.
Yeah,
I
no,
mean,
I
I
don't
feel
like
like
it.
that's a pretty lauded role for people wearing people's suits.
Isn't that Jermaine Clement?
I don't know, man. Jermaine Clement from Flight of the Conchords.
Yeah, isn't he in one of the? No, I think no, he's in one of the. Men in
Jermaine Clement
Black.
was 15 when that movie
The
came
first
out.
Man in Black probably came out the same year as
Yeah,
this movie.
it's-
ripped off the Edgar suit.
It's another. He's a famous actor, but it's not Jermaine Clement.
I think he was in. Maybe he's gonna be in the next one or something. I don't know.
That's way different.
He's connected to that franchise in some way.
So he comes.
Okay,
out,
so he comes out acting all weird, and then he starts vomiting out Jack Frost, and then I guess he just dies.
Men in Black did come out in 1997.
Yes!
Holy
it
shit.
definitely ripped off Men in Black.
And it's Vincent D'Onofrio.
That's who it
is
is.
the Edgar suit. Yeah.
But before the scientist gets killed, he offers to change Jack Frost back to human.
Yeah,
He says that we can
I can
fix you."
save you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jack Frost is like,
Nuh-uh.
No.
I like being able to turn
I'm
into
immortal.
any kind of matter. Yeah.
And he is.
Yeah.
And I can be a snowman.
he vomits the snow. Then Jack Frost materializes, and the sheriff runs back to the cop car.
where he again loses his keys and leaves them
Yes.
outside the car.
Yes.
Yes.
The 5th time. So he's trying to hotwire the car.
He does hotwire the car, and there's water pouring into the car. And one thing I know about electricity and water is you don't want to be around an open current and
No.
water.
But
So-
It works out for him,
they have
okay.
the
It does,
wheels,
yeah.
Rubber, so I think
Because he's got the disgusting oatmeal that he never ate because it's gross.
and the
he
snowman does
smashes him in the face.
rematerialize, and he throws the kid out of the window. He jumps out the window, and on the way out, he smashes the bag of oats into the snowman's face, and it starts melting his face
And
up.
this is when we find out that it was actually oatmeal because until
Yes.
now it just looked like muddy sludge gruel
This
with
is
marshmallows.
my favorite part of the film because Jack Frost is bleeding.
Mm-hmm.
The dad's like, "What was in that oatmeal?" And he's like, "Dad, I wanted to keep you
You
warm.
warm, yeah. So I
I
put,
put antifreeze in it."
Yeah,
yeah, and we're like, what?
Oh my God, he's trying to kill it.
So he is an evil kid from the devil.
yeah. He was trying to kill his dad.
Yeah.
And not
Or
for the
he's
insurance
just-
money. Those motherfuckers didn't have money to go around.
Or he's just stupid.
Oh, he definitely
They
is a
probably
stupid
like a
kid.
state pension for like.
Oh, yeah,
down
you're right.
officers.
So he could have been trying to kill him for the money. Yeah, that
And
makes
so-
sense. That checks out.
This is when Salt Man, who has been broken out in the nonsense.
Oh my God, he was in jail. They got him.
He
out
got
of jail.
not
Yeah, yeah.
in all of the bug bomb insanity. He got let out of jail.
Yes.
and so he's got in his truck and he knocks Snowman over, Jack Frost over.
And this is when the cop runs up to him and goes, "Go get all the antifreeze. Meet me back here in exactly 5 minutes."
yeah,
He's like, "Oh, that's great. I'm having a sale on antifreeze."
and then they synchronize their watches.
Yes.
And-
then he drives off,
And then we got the plan.
the stupid sheriff runs back into the community center and draws Jack Frost into the community center.
Yeah, by telling that stupid, what's the difference betwing a man and a woman?
I
Snowman.
think he
did.
messes it up, though. I
No,
think
no,
he
no.
says
He
no balls.
He says no,
no
balls.
balls. Yeah.
Ugh, like
And then
goading him in.
Yeah. And then we get a montage of him walking down the hall, knocking on doors. And this is when we find out that somebody in this town is having sex with a sheep.
We find out a lot in this scene. We find out that the sheriff's wife is fucking the deputy. We find out that someone's having sex with a sheep.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
It is really.
A lot of hidden messages in this
And
scene.
they just couldn't pay those 15 people to like stay in the movie. They're like,
I know.
they were all in the rooms locked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were having the orgy that he teased at the beginning. Yeah.
Right.
So then we cut to the Salt Man in his own store, kind of breaking through the fake little
Yeah, he
facade
punches
by the
through the
wall.
wall to get the antifreeze.
Yeah.
It's a window display of antifreeze because that's like the best holiday.
Yeah, but
selling
why
now.
would you build in why would you put the antifreeze up in the window display, but then mark it off so you can't get into it?
I
Right.
actually forgive him on
So
this 'cause
dumb.
He's been real traumatized. He actually witnessed a murder, reacted like a person probably would.
He is the hero of this film.
He is.
He really is.
He
so
really
he did good just to make it back to the store and get the
Yeah.
antifreeze.
But then he fills the bed of his truck up with a shitload of antifreeze.
Yeah, his own antifreeze that he'll never be able to sell.
Oh
now.
yeah,
he
he's
can't
never.
recoup those
no,
costs.
they bury it later.
Yeah.
Yeah, but-
Sheriff Stupid has lured Jack Frost into some room at the end of the hall where there's not sheep fucking going on, and
It's like
then,
the only empty room.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
because all of them are occupied. And so then Jack Frost pins him up against the door and starts icicle stabbing him in the chest. And then Sheriff
Sexual,
Stupid.
There you
because
go.
he's doing a commentary as
I
he
said,
Oh, yeah.
He's like, I'm going to stab you real good. Then I'm going to
Sticking
go
it in you,
stab your
yeah.
wife. I'm going to enjoy stabbing your wife with my icicle penis. I did write down icicle penis because
Yeah.
it's growing pretty slow. So then he like
feel sorry
pretends
for you,
to
Jay.
die or something. And that's when his little Seiko watch goes off. Or no, he hears, "Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun," and we realize that Salt Man's truck is backed up. So then he comes alive or something and Jack Frost out the window.
Yeah, he
and
has
he
a
falls
one-liner,
into the
doesn't he?
antifreeze.
He does have some sort of one-liner, but then he just like charges towards the window with Jack Frost.
Yeah.
With the big stuffed animal, like the oversized stuffed animal Jack Frost that you
Right.
would win at like some ring toss at a fucking
It's
county
like
fair.
they dressed up a giant
Yeah.
teddy bear in some snowman outfits.
It 1000% is that.
Right.
He jumps out the window into the bed of the truck that is covered in antifreeze.
Yeah.
This is the actual death of Jack Frost. Thank
His arm
fucking
did
God.
not make it in the truck. His arm fell off.
Oh,
Oh, his
Yeah,
arm
one of
fell
the arm
off.
fell off, yeah.
I think his
Oh my
chest
God, this
wound.
movie rips off Terminator 2.
It does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When did 92 was Terminator.
Yep.
Terminator 2.
Terminator 2?
All of Jack Frost dematerializes except for the arm that doesn't make it in.
Yeah, there's a long
Yeah.
And
scene
that-
of Sheriff Stupid wrestling Jack
Oh,
Frost.
yeah.
Yeah, I think it
into-
heals his chest wound too because we never see it again
I think
except
his
when we get
family's
the
love
it's-
heals
Oh,
his chest
that's right.
wound.
Common knowledge that antifreeze.
Tastes like Gatorade and heals all wounds. Yeah. Anyway,
That's
so
what I
the
said.
kid
It's
picks
like
up the
ginger ale.
arm that fell off. It's like, should we keep this? Because I'm dumb. And then the arm wraps around his face.
He's trying to think of what kind of meal he can make with this thing.
I wonder how I could poison my dad with this.
All right.
And then they pick
the
him
arm
up.
punches him into the
then, like,
antifreeze.
Well, no,
Some
the
guy
arm
just
like
throws
wraps
him-
around him like a snake, and then they pick him up and baptize him in the antifreeze.
The truck and his dad
Baptizes
Baptizes
them. Yeah.
him in the antifreeze.
The
Smiling the
power
whole
of
time.
Christ, the power of Christ compels the snow
dumps him
arm.
in antifreeze over and over
Oh,
again.
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just like as
And
I
it-
got you back.
Hey, it works though.
It does.
So then they just bury him in the antifreeze.
Oh yeah, then they pour all the antifreeze back into the jugs and then bury it. They give him a burial. It's weird.
Because they can't actually make the stuff go away,
Except
so
for-
it's now dissolved into the antifreeze. So now they just bury all the buckets.
Frost, and there's a snowman on the cover.
Yeah, which they probably should have driven that out of town.
Yeah.
And buried it in another
But
town.
the Irish priest got another scene and got to do the burial.
Oh, did
Yeah.
he? Yeah. Here lies
Except
Jack
there's a guy in the
Frost.
background, if you noticed, putting the antifreeze in his truck.
Uh-oh. I didn't notice that. Is it the guy from Avengers? That guy who's at the end of all the Avengers movies? And he's
Samuel L. Jackson from the end
yeah,
of Avengers. Yeah.
and he's like assembling all of his like evil like
He's like, Irish priest, we need you.
at the
We
end of
have
the
an
Easter
initiative.
Bunny movie, he like takes one of the eggs and like sneaks it into his truck, and then the Halloween he takes some of the candy. That's how I would assemble
Yeah, this
my
movie's actually part of the Santa Claus
Shared
technology.
universe.
Yeah.
Shared universe.
Yeah.
dude. That would be awesome.
It's the SCSU.
SCSU.
Yeah, Santa Claus Shared Universe.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Movies to exist.
So that's
but I want it to be in the Marvel.
But that's
Marvel.
the end of the yeah, not DC. They just
No.
fuck it up. So this is the end of the movie. Like it's thank God it's over.
Are we
Yeah,
talking
that
about the
is
movie
what
now?
we
Yeah.
said.
Oh
Thank
my
God.
It was so bad.
I like watching actual scary movies with you better.
Okay, there is no box office, so we don't really have that to talk about. Let's talk about whether we would suggest people watch this.
Okay, there are about 20 minutes of this movie,
Yeah.
including the snowman rape scene.
Can I say it this way? There's about 20 minutes of this movie that's worth watching, and I
Yes.
bet you can go on YouTube and look
Yes.
for clips of this movie to watch. Just watch those clips.
Yes.
Don't watch the whole movie. The whole movie's a bag of shit.
It is, and it's good in so bad it's good for about 20 minutes.
Yeah, in
and the
those
rest
20
of it is
yeah.
so bad it's terrible, and
Yeah.
you want to stop
I
watching,
feel
but
like
you
it
can't.
did good B-movie horror until we get to the snowman rape. And then I just felt real weird about the whole thing. And then, like, that's when I stopped taking notes because I was just like,
I
felt real icky.
I didn't feel bad watching it. I was just thinking, this is bizarre. It's just so weird.
I hated it.
I didn't.
But I would not suggest people watch this movie
I don't
there,
think
unless
so
are,
either.
there are better Christmas B horror
Yes.
movies.
There's got to be a YouTube clip.
I'm
of
sure
this
there is. I
mashup.
didn't look, but I'm sure there is.
I don't know. I think it's interesting. It's something to have on in the background if you want to look up and just see some bizarre
You watch
shit.
a lot of movies in the background.
I do. That's because I'm always working or folding laundry or doing
I
something.
just put The Office on in the background.
Yeah.
Well, I do that too. That's
When
how I
want
have.
background stuff. Like, we're at a Christmas party. I don't want my guests to look up and see, like, snowman rape.
That's
yeah.
true.
Let's just do Gen Fun facts.
So, this has a 7% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh yeah, this is one of the
which
worst movies on Rotten
is about
Tomatoes.
accurate. Yeah. There is a sequel.
Which I think implies they made some money. I couldn't
They
find
did.
anything on how
because
much it
this
cost to
movie-
make or how much it made, but
Probably cost
I
like
could
$50 to
definitely
make.
see middle schoolers liking this film.
sure.
It's interesting, especially like in 97.
It's not interesting.
97 had great films.
Men in Black,
I don't like that movie.
Con Air.
Like 98, 99.
I do like Con Air.
I don't know when that movie
You got,
came out,
like,
but it was
The
around that time.
Matrix, You got like
Yeah.
Fight Club. You got
Yeah.
Jack Frost.
The actual Jack Frost with Michael Keaton. That
No,
movie
that was in
bombed though. That
98.
movie lost
bad.
$50 million.
I don't know. I don't recommend this movie at all.
So the sequel, Jack Frost 2, Revenge of the Mutant Killer Snowman.
Holy
I like
shit!
titles that just really explain what's going on.
Well, yeah, I mean, they clearly just went for it in the sequel. They were like, we know what this movie is now. We're just going to go for it. There was a third planned. It was going to be called Jack Frost 3, The Last Coming.
Oh, God!
my God.
And it was canceled
I
because.
wonder why.
Okay, I'll
Because
tell
they
you.
couldn't get Shannon Elizabeth
the
back.
social climate.
Oh yeah.
Well, no, it's because Christopher Alport, who played Sheriff Stupid, died in 2008. He was killed, no shit, by an avalanche.
What?
I am not
God.
kidding. Died in an avalanche.
What? That is amazing.
I know. I mean, sad for him.
Absolutely. It's rare that someone gets killed by a falling.
Die, like,
Yeah, it's amazing that someone dies from irony.
yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. He was on Mad Men at the time. He played Pete's father, and I think he was in
Oh,
one
shit, I
episode.
remember
You
that.
remember
Oh
when
my
Pete's
God.
father died in the
Yeah.
Same
airplane?
guy?
That's because he had died in real life. He was
Oh
going to have
my
a recurring
God.
role, and they killed him on the
He
show.
finally got famous and he was
And then
killed
he
by Jack
died.
Frost.
Frost.
Jack Frost got him. Jack Frost was jealous because he never got any more work.
Holy shit, that's nuts.
Yeah, those are my fun facts.
All right, let's do scary scale.
So, listeners, our scary scale is a ranking of how scary we found this movie when we watched today. It's not the quality of the movie. It is how scary we found it when we watched today. Our 1 example is Ghostbusters, and our 10 example is Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I would give this a 1 because you can't go lower than that.
Can't go 0.
But
yeah.
this is not scary at all. I would say
Oh, no.
Ghostbusters is more scary than this movie.
I would too. Winston.
That's Ghostbusters 2, so
Jinx.
technically not the same movie, but yeah. Mikey, what did you give this movie?
I'm gonna give it a 2 because I felt
What?
like okay, hear me out. The rave scheme really scared me.
It scared you or it was just disturbing?
Or it scared you that you were going to have to talk about it later.
That's probably more
I got
accurate.
some
Yeah.
anxious feelings about the whole thing, and it pumped it up to a 2.
You would give it a 2?
I give it a 2 because I felt like it was real dumb, but then it took moments of like extreme violence, and then I had to talk about it later, which made me anxious.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Jen?
I'm going to give it a 1.
Yeah.
Nothing scary.
It's real dumb.
Honestly, even like there's a rape scene in it, and it was just so bonkers that it just, I don't know, it was weird. But it didn't make me uncomfortable like in rape revenge movies, you know?
This movie is real hard to talk
It's
about.
just bizarre.
This movie's, it's just that one scene. Oh my God. So I'm on Amazon right now looking at this movie, and there are 5-star reviews of this.
Who would do that?
A guy named Kevin J.
I bet he mentions the scene.
Okay, so Kevin J does mention the rape scene in his 5-star review, and it just says, I would have liked to seen Shannon Elizabeth, an unknown at the time. It more or less just says that he would have liked for her to do full nude in the rape scene. Kevin J.
Are you kidding me?
No. All right, guys, so we're going to give away a mug. So if you want
Yeah.
a chance to win a mug, make sure you're leaving us a review on iTunes. And when you do that, it captures your name. Oh, it does have to be a text review.
Yes,
it can't just be a
yes.
star review.
Mhm.
When you
We
do
want
that,
your
it
star
captures.
reviews too, but we can't see your
Is there a
name.
minimum amount of text on the review?
Nope.
Nope.
Just you could say Jen's the best or Todd's the best or
Yep.
have Mikey on more often,
Good.
any of that shit. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Say Mikey on more often.
Yeah.
That'd be
So
cool.
any of that. And then it'll capture your name. We put your name in the mug. Then we draw your name out the mug.
A muggy muggity mug.
And then
we'll
you-
draw your name out the mug. girl.
We eventually mail you a mug.
Yeah. Hey,
when
I
Jen
mailed it out
remembers.
to you. I put it in the mail the other day.
Thank you. All right. So Jen, So Jen pulled the name out of the mug, and Jen, the name is.
Genosaurus Rex.
Really?
Woo, it is,
That's
yes.
one of the newer ones, yeah.
Highly approve of your name, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah. Genosaurus Rex is not Jen.
No, it's not me. Yeah, Genosaurus Rex with a 3 and a 0 in there.
Yeah. She actually reviewed us recently. She's the one that found us through Modern Horrors. I
Yeah,
remember
she
her
is.
review. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, thank you for coming over to us.
Actually, she's been pretty active on our social
She
as well.
has.
Cool,
yeah.
cool.
So, yeah, shoot Todd your info or shoot Horror Virgin.
Yeah,
your-
send it to the end. Yeah, just reach out to us on the Horror Version account and we'll get it to you.
Yeah, eventually.
All right, cool. Yeah, eventually. Hey, Jen, what are we watching next?
Oh, I'm so excited. So, 'tis the season to visit your family. So, we are watching The Visit from M. Night Shyamalan.
Is it M. Night Shyamalan?
It is M. Night Shyamalan. It was his return.
Is it Shyamalan or Shyamalan? And I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't know.
Shyamalan.
Is it Shyamalan?
Shyamalan?
I honestly,
I-
that was
I
not
have
me
no
shaming
I
you,
said
Jen. I do not know.
Shyamalan for a while, but I don't know.
I don't
Hey,
know,
M. Night, hit us up.
Get on our
How
podcast.
do you say your name?
Yeah. All right, so make sure you watch The Visit before our next week's
It's actually
episode.
pretty good.
It
Is
is
it?
good. Yeah, I
think
liked
you're
it.
gonna like
You haven't seen it? Yeah, we do have a guest.
All right, cool. So we'll have a special guest for that one too.
Yeah.
Mikey, thank you so much for being on the podcast
Yes, thank
again.
you.
Have me again. I felt way better about this time.
I think it's safe to announce, although we haven't been announced like a schedule yet, but we are going to be at Panic Fest. This is our first time we've
Yeah.
ever done a live show. We're going to be at Panic
Woo.
Fest. The reason I bring it up is because Mikey's going to be there with us. So in
I'm
Kansas
so
City.
excited that you guys invited me.
Yeah, we're going to be
Yeah.
in Kansas City in January for Panic Fest. So if you want to see us live, hang out with us, meet us, see us do a live
Will
recording
there
of the
be
show.
Snow, you think? I'm excited.
I don't know.
No,
If
there'll
there's
be no
not,
snow.
we need to hit up Joanne Fabrics and we'll just
Yeah.
paste some white felt all over the place.
Yeah, it'll be great.
Hey, follow Nightmare Junkhead on Twitter because I bet that's probably where a lot of stuff's going to be announced.
Yeah, those are the guys who are in charge of the festival, though, right?
Yeah.
Panic Fest? Yeah. Anyway, so check it out online.
I don't know.
You can reach out to us. We'll link you the information online.
Yeah,
and
follow
really,
us. We'll figure
And
it
really,
out.
the information hasn't been released as far as schedule is. We just know we've been approved to be on it,
Yes.
which we're honored to do.
We're
It's gonna be a lot of
excited.
fun.
We got to get
I'm
our
real
shit
excited.
together.
I appreciate you guys including
We booked
me.
our hotel room tonight.
And we did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that means I'm best guest.
That equals
Awesome. Well,
best.
thank you so
Yeah.
much for doing that on the
Yeah,
podcast.
yes, thank
Can we
you.
plug your social again?
Yeah,
Socials?
on Twitter and Instagram, I'm mrandolph24, and it's just a bunch of dog pics and movie reviews.
Cute dog, though. That is Jen Ferratu on
Yes.
Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. I am at Todd J. Awesome on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And follow us at Horror Virgin on all those as well, at Horror Virgin.
'Tis the season.
Yeah.
Hey, make sure to check out our website, too. We got a cool blog. We got some cool merch.
Link to the store. Yeah, check
Yeah.
all that out.
Did we say we're a member of the Modern Horrors Podcast Network?
We didn't, but we are a member of the Modern Horrors Podcast Network, and they have the Modern Horrors Podcast and
Yeah.
The Final Girls and Death, Dying, and Other Things, and of
Yes.
course our podcast. And if you're listening to us in their feed, make sure you just subscribe to our feed so you get it Monday, not Wednesday. You want to be the first to get it, not the last to get it, nerd.
Mondays are so bad. This would make it a little better.
Yeah,
They do.
It does.
Yeah, we brighten up commutes.
I listen
Right
to this,
and
I
left.
listen to this podcast while I'm at work, while I'm working.
Oh, really?
And that's why I don't know all the inside jokes, because I'm working while I listen to it. So
Yeah,
I feel
you
like
got to
it's-
pay attention. You got to focus. We are the 30 Rock of podcasts.
We definitely are.
If you don't get it, it's because you're not listening.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And I wear a tuxedo the whole time we record.
Because you're not a farmer.
I actually do treat you a lot like Jack Donaghy treats Tina Fey in that
Yes,
movie.
you do.
Or in that show.
And
you
I
have the
eat some-
confidence of a much younger woman.
I know.
All right, so
would I
I
be?
think you would definitely
definitely
be-
Tracy Jordan.
Yeah, you'd be definitely Tracy Jordan.
Television on! Pornography! Oh, yeah, so that's going to be it from us. I'm Jen.
I'm Mikey.
Oh, and I'm the Virgin Todd. We'll
Yeah.
see you guys next week. Watch The Visit, nerds.
Yeah. Mwah, ha, 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 ha.
Bye.